to the audio show.
So whether you like it or not, this is the hottest topic of the day. Let me jump into this. Let me see exactly if I can take my time with it because there's so many intricacies and I think I'm going to catch each piece. That's why I did the live earlier, but of course y'all know I had to run. But I'm sorry about that, friends. I generally like doing longer lives, but y'all know it works. If I get in and I get a live and I get a live, let's just jump into this one. Let's go.
You are just so wise. You have so much to offer and just a fountain of knowledge.
Well, I agree with you. I think the thing is right now my mind is not necessarily on being inside of your personal business as much as it is in being in the most important part of your business, which
So how does that work that way? See, that's okay. Angelina speaks in very contradicting tones because she'll say, "I don't want to get into your business," but then she is getting into your business. So it makes it seem very disingenuous when she speaks. But I don't know. Maybe that's just her script. But I'm just saying, it is so backward of a backward way of speaking that is not even funny.
is Kai, you, and Anthony. Now, before you start pitching again for
I
Iman,
don't want to be in Amber and Anthony's divorce.
girl, you
And that is also a lie. Because if you don't want to be in Anthony and Amber's divorce, then how are you asking Anthony questions? You see what I mean? Both of them, they're so fake, it's not even funny as to what they're trying to do, But again, hey, these are the people that Anthony trusts. This is why I meant to flag Anthony because these are the women him trust. Rusan, you know me I talk about already. Like there's just no way you can keep trusting these two women and then at the end of the day you say, well, I'm not supposed to lose this or I'm not supposed to. It don't make no sense. These are the women this dude is trusting.
are all in it, and in fact, you are in their future, especially Anthony's, because you two are partners for life. You have Kai.
No, they're not partners they're partners until the kid gets older, but they're not partners for that. That's not true. That is the highest level of hogwash I've listened to. No, when Kai gets older, that's it. That is it. He becomes an adult, and they both don't need to get into it again. So that's not true. Partners for life make it seem as though them have them going to be here until the end of time. That's not what it is.
That's the tie that binds. And speaking of that, there was something that I wanted to share with you. I want you to help Anthony in a way that only you can. And I'm going to tell you why that's important. Because if you can just imagine Amber taking 50% of everything Anthony has, do you know what that looks like for your future? 10, 15, 20 years from now?
So 20 years from now, Kai will be older. So what does that look like for her future if... So in other words, what Angelina is saying is, once Anthony's finished with Amber, you're next. In other words, you need to be getting married to him. That's basically where she's at. She's not at taking care of Kai at all and Anthony just doing his due diligence as a father. That's not what she's thinking of. She's going for the juggler. As far as she's concerned, Shayla is already married to Anthony. That's basically what I'm getting from Angelina in this.
Not in my control.
Oh,
I
but
have
it
nothing to do with
oh
that.
my love, but yes it is, because listen, Anthony may need your help in preserving his wealth, especially because a significant portion of his wealth actually belongs to Kai, and you're Kai's primary caretaker. So while he is off making the money, you're over there making sure that Kai is well, emotionally, spiritually. He's handling the finances. There are different financial vehicles that you can use. Just listen to me
I
now.
just want to stay out.
This is so interesting because even when you look at today, I saw her with Kai today. Where's the schooling that Kai is going to? I again, like I said before, I don't know how Anthony's... If this is what Anthony's going to be taking his money to do, then no, I'm going to be very, very frank. Let me say it here so you hear it from me. If this is what Anthony's taking his money to do, to have these two ladies come in and play what they're trying to play at this point in time, please, beg you, just give Amber the half and finish with it. If you're going to take your money and do this with it, just give Amber the half because this is a waste of time.
But you can't. But you cannot, because do you want to be poor? That part, okay. So once again, come with me.
I'm never going to be poor.
Oh, you're right, because you're going to listen to me. There are different types of financial vehicles, education accounts, insurance policies that Anthony can make significant contributions to that will be set aside just for Kai.
Yeah, but like how much him going to set aside for Kai? And if Anthony is being registered like we think it is, let's say Anthony has, I don't know, let's say his net worth is $20 million. A million in school in school is all right. Let's say that's unwatchable. But once you start passing a million going into $2 and $3 million, that's a whole lot of money for one kid. The judge are gonna the judge. I'm sure the judges are gonna look at that and say that it sounds like too much of a significant investment for you to make. In fact, I think we looked at this before, and if you're just making large transfers in the middle of a divorce, I don't believe that's going to look good on Anthony's part. So I don't know if all of what Angelina is talking about is going to work. But yet again, at this point in time, because Anthony is dumb enough to talk to, the mistress, might as well the mistress some way somehow leak the little information so Amber can get so she can get half of the money. Because no, look, okay. Look at Abigail. Look at Abigail. Abigail has to sell the big house. She fight for this big house from whatever it is time. And then she ends up having to sell that house. Now, Abigail and Shayla are two different breeds. Shayla not even in the category that Abigail is in. Meaning at least Abigail is doing business. Shayla is not even attempting to do business. Just imagine where that money is going to go. In thin air. Yeah.
And subsequently for you. And he's going to need that because Amber is intending on taking as much as she can.
And you don't think she deserves something for her pain and suffering?
Would you like to ask her for $5 for gasoline in 5 years? Okay, so
Mom,
then therefore...
I'm never going to be asking her for anything.
Oh, well.
Iman is going to take care of things if Anthony can.
So what it's telling me is that that's why I said that Shayla looks very comfortable the other day, and I said something different is going to happen. Why I said this, because I said, look at how them setting the story up. Shayla gets to get all this information from Anthony. She's very comfortable with Iman. Very, very comfortable. And I'm starting to think that Iman is going to leave at some point in time. When Iman leaves, what do you think Shayla is actually going to do at that time? Now, for the Amber fan's sake, I hope that she releases this information, the one that she get today, because of course Anthony is dumb enough. Now, by the way, gentlemen, Anthony dumb enough to release this information. You never release that type of information to anyone at all. I would barely release that information to anyone. I still probably wouldn't trust people like that unless me have an extremely close friend. Not even my mother would release it to. Because I'm not sure, she might get soft-hearted and started to side with the woman. I already know that. I realize how women work. Women have a way where they will side with another woman, even if it's your own family. Because women work in cliques. No, she might not do it, but I'm just saying, for the sake of me making sure that it doesn't happen and to not to compromise things, I wouldn't tell her. Anthony has released this information to them. So might as well him lose the money. Might as well he loses the money. But give me a take. I wanted to see exactly what y'all thought about this. It took me a little while, but you know what? Let me come off my soapbox. Like, share, comment, subscribe. I'm going to talk to y'all soon.